Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today is Bryan Clayton. Bryan is the CEO and co-founder of GreenPal, an online marketplace that connects homeowners with local lawn care professionals. GreenPal has been called the Uber for lawn care by Entrepreneur Magazine and has over 100,000 active users completing thousands of transactions per day. Bryan's interests and expertise are related to entrepreneurialism, small business growth, marketing, and bootstrapping businesses from zero revenue to profitability and exit. Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Bryan Clayton.
Ed, thanks for having me on. Great to be here.
Well, first of all, Bryan, why do you do what you do?
For me, business is the thing that causes me to level up, causes me to be sharp, causes me to get smarter, get wiser, be humble. That's the thing I love about business. I've always owned my own businesses. I've never had a job. I've been in entrepreneurship for 20 years, started cutting grass in high school as a way to make extra cash, and grew that first business into a big business and sold it. And then now I started GreenPal, which is the Uber for lawn mowing. And so for me, looking back over 20 years of entrepreneurship, business is the thing that led purpose to my life. It is the thing that caused me to live a meaningful life and almost like a storyline. I think to live an interesting life, you have to live an interesting story. And for me, business is the thing that lends a storyline to my life.
And let's talk a little bit about this. Before we started recording, you talked about that there's a difference between somebody's passion and their purpose. And sometimes when those things get confused, it becomes difficult for people to really pursue either. So what is the difference between purpose and passion?
Yeah, I think the whole follow your passion thing can lead you astray. I've been in the grass cutting business for 20 years. I had a landscaping company, grew it to over 150 people, sold it, and then I built GreenPal, which is the Uber for lawn mowing. I'm not passionate about cutting grass. I am passionate about winning. I'm passionate about building teams and creating products. I'm passionate about lending opportunities to people that work with me and my stakeholders and my customers and people that use products that I'm a part of building. I'm passionate about that. But I'm not passionate about cutting grass. And so if I had followed the traditional advice of follow your passion, it wouldn't have been grass cutting. So I think you have to get fired up. You have to get passionate about whatever it is. It could be accomplishing a set of goals that you never thought you could do otherwise. And business can be the thing that gets you to that mountaintop. So that's what passion to me is. The thing that gets you fired up. It's the thing that gets you through the low points. And then purpose is a little different. For me, purpose is just a simple question that you can ask yourself in business or in your career. And if it weren't for me, then what? If it weren't for me, X. If it weren't for me, then what would happen? And this is something that oftentimes gets me through some of the difficult parts of running a business. Is if it weren't for me, then the 20 some odd people that depend on this business to earn a living wouldn't have a means to pay their bills. If it weren't for me, then the business I'm working on now, GreenPal, we have 3,000 lawn mowing services that use it to operate their business. And if it weren't for me, then these folks might get let down. They wouldn't have the opportunity to use our platform to run their lawn mowing business. And so that purpose is what causes me to get out of bed. It's what causes me to give this business everything I got every day, because quite frankly, it's why I'm here. It's why my involvement in this company matters. And I think that's something that business can lend to your life. It can lend your life an interesting storyline. It can also lend to your life purpose, why you're doing what you're doing.
Is there a hierarchy in your mind? Does one supersede the other? Are they complementary? What are your thoughts on that?
I think they're complementary. I think passion is almost the piece of it maybe that you enjoy. You enjoy winning. You enjoy setting out it's the first of the year right now, and we just laid out all of our objectives and goals for this year. And so I think when you accomplish that stuff, it feels good. It feels like you're winning in life. And so I think they're complementary, whereas purpose is like, why does it even matter that you're here? You may not be passionate about what your purpose is, but I think the two can be complementary. And I think like purpose might be a lot of what people are missing in their business, and that's the thing that causes them to give up when it's hard, especially in the first 2, 3, 4, 5 years. If you don't have purpose in that path, then you might be willing to give up when it gets really tough.
Does one have to be developed before the other, or can you take your passion and make it a purpose and vice versa? Do you think that there's an order that you have to pursue this in?
Yeah, I think the passion might be more like an overarching thing of what your life is all about. Like that, this is what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about. You might be passionate about sending your kid to the best school that you possibly can. You need a few $100,000 to do that. Therefore, your business is the thing that enables you to do that. So I think it can come from anywhere. I think purpose is more dialed into, okay, this is what my business does. This is why we do it. This is how we do it different than anybody else, so we can achieve that goal. So I think the purpose side of it might be more tactical, more practical, like how it relates to what it is you're doing in your business that day, that month, that year.
And Brian, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
Uh, I've got several. One that's top of mind right now is I've been reading pretty much every book that a guy by the name of Donald Miller has been writing, and he talks about this stuff that I'm talking about right now, in terms of, to live an interesting life, you have to have an interesting storyline, and I think that can apply to anybody. But take it to abstract it one step further, that makes sense to me is, your business can be the storyline of your life. If you think about your business as in terms of like a main character and a hero that's overcoming some sort of set of obstacles to accomplish an objective that they've set out to accomplish, your business can be the storyline that if you think of it that way, that you are the hero, kind of marauding your way through the highs and lows and bringing everybody to the promised land. That's a concept that I was exposed to from a book called "A Thousand Miles in a Million Years," written by Donald Miller. And so right now, today, he's a hero, top of mind for me.
And lastly, Brian, how can somebody contact you?
I've been hanging out on LinkedIn a lot. So if anybody wants to reach me, you can just type my name, Bryan Clayton, GreenPal, into LinkedIn. You can find me there. Anybody that's listening to this that doesn't want to waste time cutting their own grass, they can download GreenPal in the App Store or Play Store and push a button and get it done. But yeah, if you think I can help you with some sort of thing that you're dealing with in business, hit me up on LinkedIn. I'd be glad to help you.
All right. Bryan Clayton, CEO and co-founder of GreenPal, thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Thanks for having me on, Ed.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.